Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Good afternoon. We're glad that you're here. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
And together we are Backyard Musings in the Backyard Science and Technology Channel.
Yep. Because of technical difficulties, we're in the backyard again this afternoon. But we are talking about dinosaurs.
Yeah, their armor, how it's evolved. It's pretty cool. Skin bones evolved multiple times in lizards, with goannas showing a rare case of lost armor returning. A goanna is a monitor lizard down under in Australia.
Okay.
Bones did not first evolve as structures buried inside the body. Their origins trace back to the skin, like Stegosaurus, right? Appearing soon after earliest complex animals emerged. Since then, skin bones have appeared repeatedly throughout evolution. Scientists still do not fully understand why they keep showing up in such different animals, including turtles, right? Crocodiles, lizards, snakes, and dinosaurs. Would you like to know more?
Okay. Another long-standing question is whether all these groups inherited skin bones from one shared ancestor. In a new study published in the Biological Journal of the Linnean Society.
You making that up?
Nope. Okay. On January 12th of this year, the authors investigated that question by combining fossil evidence with modern computational methods.
AI.
Okay. This allowed us to reconstruct 320 million years of reptile skin bone evaluation.
Computers can do anything.
Sorry,
man.
Not evolution.
They can do anything. All right, the findings settle a debate that has lasted for centuries. Skin bones did evolve independently in multiple lizard lineages. The authors also uncovered an unusual evolutionary return in goannas, one of the most recognizable groups of lizards. So let's advance this slide here. Go to slide 2. Do it, Steve. There we go. All right.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
The oldest skin bones in the fossil record may date back 470 million years. At that time, some of the earliest vertebrates evolved in an elaborate bony exoskeleton. This may seem counterintuitive, since vertebrates are literally defined by the fact that they have backbones. However, their bony internal skeleton didn't evolve until 50 million years later.
Huh.
How is that possible?
That is crazy.
Why would they make a change like that?
I don't know. The environment? Okay. Throughout evolutionary history, the skin's ability to form bony tissue has resurfaced again and again. Fish scales are one example. That is cool. Another example is osteoderms, the skin bones of land-dwelling animals. After they left the water in the distant past, osteoderms may have helped animals adapt to extraterrestrial life, like the otter. The otter comes up on the land. The beaver comes up on the land. Right? Beyond that, the picture becomes less clear. Osteoderms vanished in most lineages, yet they kept reappearing, especially in reptiles. To understand how this happened, the authors needed to piece together a complex evolutionary puzzle.
Imagine arriving at the scene of a bank robbery long after it happened. There's no perfect witness. You speak to dozens of people. One saw the getaway car. Another noticed the robber's jacket. Someone else heard the alarm. Each story is incomplete, and some even contradict one another. But as you collect more accounts, certain details begin to align. Eventually, a coherent picture emerges.
That is how the authors approached the mystery of skin bones and reptiles. The witnesses were 643 living and extinct species. Each was related to the others in some way and offered a unique perspective. The authors kept investigating until the stories began to converge. So let's do the slide here.
Lots of slides today.
Yeah, there we go.
Very colorful.
Neat pictures, yeah.
Okay, we found that most lizards first evolved osteoderms during the late Jurassic and early Cretaceous, more than 100 million years ago. At the same time, some of the most iconic dinosaurs roamed the earth, including the towering Brachiosaurus.
Yeah, it's a tall guy.
Yeah, like a long neck, right?
Yeah, long neck, yeah.
The fierce Allosaurus and the plate-backed Stegosaurus.
Yeah,
okay, that's a popular one too.
Yeah. The climate and ecosystems were changing rapidly, creating new challenges and opportunities. Armor may have helped lizards survive predators, cope with harsh environments, or move into new habitats. After these early bursts of osteoderm evolution, the pace slowed, and most groups have held onto their skin bones ever since, with one major exception.
The ancestors of monitor lizards, also known as in Australia as goannas, as Steve pointed out, lost osteoderms entirely, likely because their active lifestyle and efficient bodies functioned better without the additional weight. But when their descendants reached Australia about 20 million years ago, something remarkable happened. They grew them back. That's just weird.
That is. Yeah. All right. Let's
Higher power definitely involved in that. Had to be, right?
Yeah. The authors can pinpoint this re-evolution to the Miocene period, when Australia's climate was becoming drier. Skin bones may have helped reduce water loss and likely offered protection in open-air landscapes. Strikingly, goannas are the only known lizard lineage to reacquire osteoderms after losing them. This challenges Dallow's law, not making that up, D-O-L-L-O, Dallow's law, which holds that once a complex trait disappears, it cannot re-evolve.
Early in the 20th century, researchers assumed lizards inherited osteoderms from a common ancestor. Later, that view gave way to the idea that these bone plates evolved independently between select groups. Debates about the underlying evolutionary mechanisms followed, even at the molecular level, but these discussions raced ahead without anchoring the origin of osteoderms in a clear evolutionary timeline leading to today's reptiles.
The study provides this foundation, and the authors are proud that it's been established in the same journal in which Charles Darwin first shared his groundbreaking ideas. In many ways, the authors' work is the synthesis of past and present.
Fossil evidence helped the authors resolve a long-standing question, but only modern computing made it possible to narrow thousands of evolutionary scenarios, each informed by trait data for hundreds of species into a single coherent story.
The evidence is clear. Osteoderms evolved multiple times independently across different lizard lineages over hundreds of millions of years. Now that we know this, scientists will be able to investigate the genetic and developmental mechanisms behind them.
All right. Among lizards, goannas stand out as the only lineage known to have lost this armor only to regain it in a remarkable evolutionary twist. This pattern fits seamlessly among other evolutionary oddities found in Australia, where marsupials reign and mammals lay eggs. It also shows that evolution rarely follows a straight path, instead meandering through the ever-changing conditions on our planet.
Yeah.
So you think there's some folks sitting in a control room somewhere saying, "Hey, it's going to be some changes in the next 2 or 3 million years. Gotta make some changes.
Or do a little course correction.
Yeah, little program change.
It meanders like the lines on my tennis court.
Yeah.
Like a 6-year-old did it.
Pretty cool. Interesting story.
Yeah. All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Take care.
Maybe in the backyard.
Maybe so. Earlier, though.